Hello everyone, I hope you are all safe and healthy. It is a great pleasure for me to share this lesson with you in the spirit of school closure. This lesson is taken from Module 6, Civility, for 9th forms. It is entitled Voluntary Work. It runs from page 126 through page 128 on your student's book. As you can see here, on this opening page, there are 3 main steps in this lesson and a further practice part. So, off we go. Let's click on step 1. Let's get ready is the first phase of our lesson. It has 3 questions for you. Do you help others? Who do you help? And how do you help? To answer these questions, you have to know, as you see here, that the first question is a yes-no question. So you have to answer it with yes or no. The second one is a WH question. The WH word, who, is used here to ask about the people you help. The third question is also a WH question. The WH word, how, is used to ask about the way in which we do something. And of course, here it means the way you help others. Once you answer these questions, click here to move to another activity. Here, you will watch a video and answer 3 main questions. Answer them in your notebooks. Pause the video at this level for 3 minutes to watch and do the task. Are you done? Great! Check your answers by clicking on the correction button. As you can see here, the first question is, who do Matthew and Taylor help? The answer is, they help the needy and the homeless. Of course, the needy means, as you can see, poor and not having enough food, clothes, etc. Concerning the homeless, it means people who have nowhere to live. The second question is, how do they help them? The answer is, they give them food, drinks, and clothes. We move now to the last question. Do they get money for that, and why? The answer is no, they don't, because they are volunteers. So a volunteer is someone who does work without being paid for it or forced to do it. We move now to the next activity, in which we will discover other voluntary work. You have to have the mouse on these question marks to discover these voluntary actions. Let's read them one by one. So we have here clean the school. And here we have visit patients, and a patient is a person who is receiving medical treatment from a doctor or hospital. Then we have plant trees, then help elderly people, which means old people. The next one is gather garbage. Here we have help with the housework. Here in this picture we have help the handicapped. Someone who is handicapped has a physical or mental disability that prevents them from living a totally normal life. And in the last picture we have visit elderly houses. Click here to move to step 2. As you see here, we have our main activity, which is reading the texts on your student's book on page 127. As you see, what is expected from you here is to complete the table with information related to beneficiary, voluntary work, and donation. So beneficiary means, as you can see, a person who gains or benefits in some way from something. Concerning voluntary work, we have already explained it. The word donation means something which someone gives to a charity or other organization. To read the text, you simply need to click on Read the Text, the one in green here. Now pause the video for 5 minutes to read the text and answer the questions. Alright, I hope you have read the text and answered the questions correctly. Okay, let's share together by clicking on this yellow button correction. As you see here, we have the volunteer Dennis, the beneficiary needy children, and homeless people. The voluntary work or the donation, we have provide gifts for needy children and feed the homeless. The next volunteer is Holly, the beneficiary are animals, and the voluntary work raise money for animal protection. The next volunteer is Vicky, the beneficiary ill people, and the voluntary work donate blood to save people's lives. The last volunteer is Linda, the beneficiary is the disabled, and the voluntary work is give a hand and stand by the disabled. Click here now to do a vocabulary activity. You have to match the words with their definitions. Drag and drop the letters below to the answers table on the right. Take 2 minutes to do the activity. To check your answers, click on the button Correction. Next activity is a true or false activity. You have to click here to start. Read the statement and click on true or false. Let's correct. As you see here, when you click on the wrong option, wrong will appear. When you click on the right option, the next page appears and gives you the justification. So the first statement, Dennis is a worker, is false, because he is a student in the 9th grade. We move to the second statement by clicking here. Holly gets money for her work. Of course, the answer is false, because she is a volunteer. We move to the last statement. The disabled can't succeed without our help. Of course, the answer is true, because they can't achieve success without our help. We move now to question 4. You are supposed to select the right function of each statement. You have simply to hover the mouse over the right alternatives. Note that when you hover the mouse over the correct alternative, that's right shows up. When you hover over the wrong alternative, wrong shows up. Take 2 minutes to do it. Let's correct. Sentence 1. The disabled can't succeed without our help. Expresses inability. Sentence 2. Needy people are unable to live unless we help them. Expresses inability too. The last sentence, we can donate blood to save people's lives. Expresses ability. You have to hover the mouse here to see the rule. As you can see here, can and to be able to plus verb express ability. Can't and to be unable to plus verb express inability. Alright, now we come to step 3 of our lesson, which is the writing. You are a member of the Volunteering Kids Club. Complete the following dialogue about voluntary work between you and your friend with the right missing utterances. As you see here, you can click on the pictures to read the dialogue. You can also click here to watch it. Take 15 minutes to complete the dialogue.
What are you doing?
I'm sending emails to the members of the Volunteering Kids Club.
How nice. What are the voluntary actions you do? Who are the beneficiaries? What about ill people? How do you help them?
Yes, of course, we need someone to.
And finally, to consolidate what you have learned, I have included some extra activities for you to do. So we go to the opening page by clicking on the Home button. Click on this pink space Further Practice. It will direct you to a downloadable content. Click on Enter to discover the activities. In the first activity, you are supposed to drag and drop to match pictures with the right words or expressions. We click on Next button to move to the next task. Here you have to complete the paragraph with words from the box. It is also a drag and drop activity. In the next activity, you are supposed to reorder utterances to get a coherent paragraph. We move to another activity. Here you have to match the sentence parts to get coherent sentences. We click on Next Page button here to move to the last activity. Here you have to match each word with its synonym. And that's it. Thank you very much for your attention. Take good care, please.